Hello, my name is Mitch, and I draw Blood Force, and we are back for Week 2 of Revenge of the Sinister Six. Did you think we would be done talking about Revenge of the Sinister Six in just 1 week? You underestimated, my friend. Fuck's sake. So, before we get into it, if you enjoy the channel, if you want to support me as an artist, if you open up the description, there's a couple of links. One's to my Patreon, and the other is to my Instagram, and that's the way to help support the channel. So we are back now, April 1992, for Spider-Man number 21. And if we recall what happened in the last issue, I mean, it was half an issue, where Spidey recovered, developed his web cannons, which failed immediately. Solo followed him to the Sinister Six's hideout and thought he killed everybody, but really didn't. And Sinister Six beat the living shit out of Spider-Man and took off, leaving Solo thinking that the Sinister Six were essentially dead, except for Dr. Octopus, who had yet to be finished off, but in actuality was Spider-Man. A little convoluted for like 12 pages or whatever it was. But, so Erik Larsen has, well, probably not his house back just yet, but he has a proper living arrangement now, I suppose. So he's going to be doing the full issue again. So we don't have to hear any more about Diablo making potions out of pee. So let's look on the bright side. Alright, so starting with the cover, not bad. I guess you want to show off that Spidey is weirdly patched up in this one. I guess Solo doesn't kill him, eh? Spoilers. And we're going to start off right away where we left off, with Solo just about to kill Spider-Man, thinking that he's Dr. Octopus. Now we get our nice big splash to open things off with. I guess we haven't gotten the double page recently, because there hasn't been enough room for it, right? Yeah, this is page 2 and 3 of the last issue. You do what you can, but, you know. Now he's got a full page. Oh, still doesn't go for it. Yeah. Gets shot up from behind. Really doesn't get much of a chance to do anything. Yeah, tries to shoot back. Gets shot at, yeah, he's just getting shot down faster than he can really react, and then just immediately gets put out. Either, you know, killed or more likely just unconscious. I believe in this case it's unconscious. And then somebody is there for Spider-Man. Who could that be? Probably the guy on the cover with him. Oh shit, I was wrong. Cyber Super Soldier guy. Because remember, he did have that attack where he shot all sorts of lasers at once. So I guess that makes sense. And that's an odd place to cut, really. Although I guess he just didn't have enough to fill this page. I imagine Erik Larsen's in a weird spot right now because he had to stretch out part 3 over 2 issues, and that probably threw a kink into everything, really. So here we are, and the Sinister Six are about to go into another dimension to get these weapons Dr. Octopus has been talking about. We still have no idea why Dr. Octopus thinks he needs interdimensional weaponry. You know, what exactly he's trying to accomplish. We have no idea. But, yeah, might as well show them going into place just to remind us that, hey, he's trying to do something, apparently. And then we get a weird, seemingly unnecessary page where MJ wakes up, seemingly all dolled up. You know, whatever. I don't think Erik Larsen's going to make her, you know, all frumpy at any point in the comic. And wakes up and wonders if Pete is home. It is an interesting little sidebar where this must happen to MJ every once in a while, where she just wakes up and, yep, no, Peter didn't come home last night because he got captured by fucking, you know, Dr. Octopus or whatever. And then I think the point of this is that she's rethinking doing the nude scene in the Schwarzenheimer movie. And then we get a thing at the bottom here where she notices that Peter's birthday is coming up. So it does still feel, it leaves you feeling like that was a waste of a page. I think the point is just that they're rethinking the role. And maybe the page flip. So Peter wakes up and, yeah, that's a bit of a change. And Peter thinks he's been turned into some kind of cyborg. And Erik Larsen does a pretty good Colossus arm, really. When you look at it. It is just way too much stuff. But that's fairly cool looking. And again, more of that lined Zipatone. He decided to go diagonal this time. And cut it pretty fine, too, to get it around the shines. I guess that's probably pretty easy, though. And Spidey wakes up in the template room. This is what fucking technology looks like, everybody. So, in case you couldn't tell, this is the exposition page. And this is where Erik Larsen catches up on everything he's kind of had to skip over in the last couple of issues. And so we basically just get a description about, well, first of all, this is a cast that Spidey's arm is in. It's supposed to be an accelerated healing cast, and they tried to stitch his costume together as well as they could and put another eyepiece over the broken one. So, and tried to do it without revealing his identity. Because he's trying to be nice, because the government gets a bad rap. Okay. I guess that's a particular rabbit hole you don't really need to go down at this time. That makes some sense. So he explains that Cyborg X, that's his actual name, isn't it? Yeah, oh well. He's a reanimated Army veteran who was killed in the Gulf War, because that's around this time, or, not too long before it anyway. And when he went nuts in the mall, when Spidey and Ghost Rider found him, he was having flashbacks to his death, essentially. There was an error in the program. He went just about blind. He went pretty much deaf, and thought he was being shot at, so he was just tearing the shit out of the place. And later, when he recuperated a bit, he was able to lock on to Spidey's biorhythms, I guess because he recognized them from the earlier fight. Scooped him up, took him back to his base, and they fixed him up as well as they could. And Spidey's got all sorts of questions, like, what about his family? What about this? What about that? And shouldn't he be... I think he should be handed over to S.H.I.E.L.D., and, I think I'd be more comfortable that way. And turns out, S.H.I.E.L.D. is already here. Because they're the government, and they often work together on this kind of thing. It's like, oh, okay, well, that was a lot of plot threads just kind of wrapped up in 3 pages, but hey, sure, I'll take it, yeah. And Spidey fucks off. And nice, cool shot here. It is weird seeing him with the stitched leggings. And Spidey still needs some help, so naturally, Deathlok is around still. And looking for him. Just all sorts of the most random-ass superheroes just keep finding Spider-Man. And oof, we're going to get a lot of dialogue here. Yeah, this feels like Erik Larsen kind of has a clear idea for what he wants issues 5 and 6 to be, at least. And this one is the sorting everything out issue. And the purpose of this page is to explain why the fuck Deathlok and Spider-Man would ever team up. And it's basically, the deal with Deathlok is that he was killed. He's a pacifist, but he got his brain shoved into this cyborg killing machine kind of thing. And the company that's doing the Cyborg X stuff, that's not the company, but he's afraid that they're going to kind of go down that route because they're doing the same kind of work. And some of the people who worked at the company who did that to Deathlok are also working here now. Which, makes some sense. So Spidey's like, I would love to help you, but I need to go and stop the Sinister Six from taking over the world. So, maybe like rain check. And he's like, yeah, no, I'll help you, and then you help me. He's like, yes, cool, I like that. And we get off the page, without knowing exactly why, Deathlok has clenched quite so tight. But we've got a gigantic splash page, so who cares? So if we recall, this is the place in New Jersey where Spidey got beaten almost to death an issue or so ago. And it's a place that does exploration into other dimensions. I believe they did mention that at the time. So blah, 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 blah. Everything in here is automated. And we don't have to worry about killing any humans. So let's go! And fairly cool shot, which is standard for Erik Larsen. Although I don't know what the fuck is going on here. Slanted window, maybe. I don't know. That's confusing. And it's just going to be random killing robots for a while, including Dr. Octopus's old arms, which are running on their own here. And using Uzis on Spider-Man. Oh, fuck. I forgot about James Bond Jr. Anybody remember that shit? He's rad. And bad. I was surprised to find out the second one. Alright, so they wipe out everything in the room fairly quickly. Mostly because when Deathlock gets going, he's a fucking lunatic. And find the portal that the Sinister Six used to teleport through to the other dimension. And we do get a quick moment where they're like, should we leave them over there? Like, break the portal? It's like, nah, we should go in and probably, like, do something about that. So they get over to the other side of the portal, and it looks as though the Sinister Six have actually killed everybody in their path, which is weird for them. We do get an interesting-looking splash page, or near splash page, anyway. Yeah, some smoke off in the distance. It's not the best portrayal of, you know, total destruction, but I guess the dialogue kind of backs it up. Just like, how could they do this? Because, you know, the Sinister Six aren't psychopaths. They're not murderers. They're burglars, usually. They're bank robbers and, like, heist men. So, taking a quick look around, they find the spider tracer here. Spider-Man's spidey sense starts to come back around this time. So, that's some good timing. And it comes back hard and indicates that they got to get out of here now. And Deathlock's computer kind of confirms it as explosives start going off in the building. Nice dynamic running shot. That's opposed worth stealing. Oh, it's time for the good cards. These were like the best cards around at the time. There's a special place in my heart for Marvel Series 1 and 2, but like, I remember at the time, like, holy shit, it actually happened. 100 Jim Lee X-Men trading cards. And like, 20 of them are about Excalibur. I have no idea what's going on with those ones. Okay, so, yeah, that warehouse just flat out blows up. And nice effect here. I think this is, again, just kind of flicking the ink at it. But that turns out nicely. And now Spider-Man has no leads on the Sinister Six. All they know is that they have a bunch of guns and they're somewhere. Probably on Earth, but can't confirm that. So the next course of action is to go back to Care Labs, which was Deathlock's objective. And they get back to Care Labs, and that's actually where the Sinister Six went. And they killed everybody. Which is, like, again, weird. And Erik Larsen knows it, because he keeps commenting on it, like, I don't believe this kind of thing. Again, nice splash page, though. That is a fair amount of detail, showing some destruction. And they've got robots. Here's where things get a little disjointed. Robots identified as recently being stolen from, and then Deathlock cuts off the computer. I mean, I assume probably from Care Labs, or I don't even know. And Deathlock's not able to put up much of a fight. I mean, he does have a computer basically running all of his autonomous systems, so Electro, he is a bit more susceptible to Electro than a normal superhero would be. And confirming, yeah, we are back with Chris Iliopoulos now. Biff. Just matter of fact. Not a bad page, not great. Just kind of pretty good action stuff. And Spider-Man is quickly getting beat up again. And turns out Cyborg X has already been killed, so we don't have to worry about him anymore, at least. Erik Larsen always likes to draw everybody super hairy. I don't know if, like, Todd McFarlane Spider-Man was particularly hairy, but Erik Larsen one sure is. So the Sinister Six leave in what I assume is their new spaceship. Spidey gets another spider tracer on them, and remembers, oh shit, Deathlok, I can't find him anywhere in here. Man, oh man, he's buried, or maybe they took him. It all happened so fast. And then we cut to Peter's apartment. So I guess he didn't want to look for Deathlok too hard. I don't know. But MJ finds Peter in the bathroom. With, I assume, like pain pills, maybe? Like Tylenol, that kind of thing? I don't even know. Next issue. Ghost Rider, Hulk, Deathlok, Solo, and Sleepwalker. Okay. I mean, like, what? I don't even know at this point. Why not? Anybody. Just everybody who's a B player and the Hulk and Ghost Rider. Get in here. Isn't that the second ad for this we've seen in this comic? Anyway. So that is it for Spider-Man number 21. There was a lot. A fair amount of it looked pretty good. But it was pretty flaily. Like, it was kind of all over the place. And just seemed to be like just shoving that plot up to a certain point. So it's like, okay, now we can start fresh with chapter 5. None of the rest of that shit matters anymore. So, chapter 5 we'll do next time, Spider-Man number 22. And that is going to do it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, please hit like, hit subscribe, hit the notifications. If you open up the description, there's a link there to my Patreon. And if you subscribe there, that gives you access to all the Blood Force pages and stuff, as well as these videos before they ever make it to YouTube, usually a week or so in advance. Also, if you go over to Instagram, commissions there are now open. So you can get me to draw you some stuff. But that's going to do it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.